The funny thing to me about all this is, when people get mad that it's like it can never happen here. We've been hearing it over and over and over again. And I have to just say, it's like, I said this before, but I'm gonna say it again to everybody who's did I make all this up?
It can happen anywhere.
Am I the one who hacked Twitter and said it was a cyber attack? These are the conversations happening among journalists. We just saw this executive order from Trump.
Yep.
We just saw in the past month, a strike group in China. These things have literally happened, and security experts have said, we fear this is going to happen. In 2015, The Atlantic wrote, Thucydides' trap is going to lead us into a war with China. Yep. And since then, we've had article after article after article. And you know what really annoys me? The stupid people who keep saying it'll never happen here, no matter how many times security experts keep saying it's starting to happen. It's almost here. Wow, that looks like it's it. They're like, this is not real. You're just fear mongering.
Well, we just got attacked today. Twitter just got hacked.
And listen, even if we take it at face value, that it was a Bitcoin scam, that's the scariest proposition. You know why? You know what's less scary?
What?
It's actually comforting if this was an attack from China. You know why?
How come?
Because that means if this was just a Bitcoin scam, some random moron was able to take Obama and Biden's Twitter account and steal them from Jack Dorsey, and he couldn't do anything about it.
Yep.
If that's the case, imagine what China could do.
Right.
If some random idiot was able to fish Biden and then tweet a stupid Bitcoin scam.
And it's like the dam,
man.
you know about the Three Gorges Dam is like on full, it's all of them are open and it's flooding everything downtown.
Where?
Like Wuhan, everything's flooding downtown of the dam in China right now. So they're probably stressed. 400 million people live south of this.
Why is the dam flooding the city?
Because the dam is can't hold back the water anymore. So it's at its peak.
Yeah.
So they have all of them open, just blasting water out right now. And who knows what's going to happen? Like they're probably stressing I don't even know what the implications of it will
now
be.
You've
but
got,
it's happening. So China's definitely stressing about some stuff.
There's a big story now brewing in Africa. I don't have the details pulled up, but it has something to do with a dam on I think it's the Blue Nile. Okay. So there's the white and the blue, and then they merge into the Nile River. So Egypt is at the end, basically. And in Ethiopia, I think it is, they're building a dam, which is filling a reservoir, which is restricting water to Egypt, which could slow it down. Egypt's starting to get worried because they're reliant on the streams that come from these other places.
Yeah, that's true.
And apparently China is backing the project.
Wow.
That's at least some of the reports that I've seen. So...
yeah, it says they failed to reach an agreement today.
And was there Chinese involvement?
Well, I'm going to check.
Yeah, see if you can find anything on that. Yeah, man. Earlier today, we were just chilling. We were skating. Adam threw down this line, and that was it. That's all that was. While the world was seemingly burning down on Twitter and people were screaming out these hacks, we were just chilling in the backyard. Cool breeze came in. Temperature dropped several degrees, like the lows in the 60s right now, and we were just skating, and everything was just gone away. But the more I talk to people, the crazy thing is like there are people around here who are starting to get worried and get scared.
Yep.
I was just talking to a guy who was telling me he's putting together like a big RV rig to GTFO.
Yep.
And I'm like, where do you hear this stuff? Why do you think that?
Right.
And who are these people who think nothing is happening? That everything's going to just be nothing? Like, there's so many things Barack Obama could have tweeted that would have just ended the world.
That's a good point.
What people need to realize about this Twitter hack, they took $136 billion off of the stock market in a minute with one tweet from the AP. Imagine what would happen if they were able to take control of Donald Trump's Twitter account and then he tweeted something like...
oh, man.
I want to be careful about what I can say.
I mean, any
Could be anything.
Yeah, there's
Like,
countless
what if-
things we could probably say in this place there.
What if he just tweeted, the federal government arrested, person X from during the riots and has just summarily executed them in an offshore rig. Let this be a warning to the far left. You're next.
Right.
Whoa.
What do you think would happen if...
It'd be crazy.
Yeah. Or if like Joe Biden announced that, we can't wait till the election. It's time to move in.
We're taking it.
Yep. We're ending it now before it's too late. There's a lot of things they could tweet, especially controlling that many accounts. The other thing too about the hack was that you could do a search for the terms and you could see that it was actually widespread. non-verified users, people across the board had been hacked by this.
Wow.
Yeah, man. But I don't know. Should we be more optimistic? Is there a better way to look at things? Is there a different way to look at things? Is it because we're just watching the news all day that we get wrapped up in this stuff?
I mean, I am the optimist. I'm ever the optimist. I always try to be, look at the lighter side of things, but that doesn't mean I'm not a realist. And I think realistically, this is probably the closest we've come to war in my lifetime. I mean, like an actual world war. Like
right.
There was the war in Afghanistan.
Exactly.
Sure.
Currently.
Like in the 90s, what was it? The
Desert Storm.
Desert Storm.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I wasn't really political, and it didn't really hit us here in America, where this is. It looks like they are undermining every facet of our country, and they're in the minds of the youth, and that scares me also. I have a lot of friends of mine that I've been having these long conversations with, and a lot of them are mad at me and are blinded by this confused call to be virtuous, essentially.
Yeah.
They think they're being so virtuous by doing what they're doing, and then it's so hard to really just say all of the things that I've learned over the past 5 months. I just want to be like, go watch every single episode of Timcast IRL, and you'll get a little hint of how I know all the things I know, because I've been doing nothing but conversating with people who know what they're talking about, and I've been looking into things, but seeing this, this is crazy.
The whiteness
the
stuff.
whiteness thing is, it's not white culture. It's civilization.
Yep. Absolutely.
Like, hard work. That's how humans got here.
Do you think
that's how humans are still alive right now? Because of hard work. Because we worked hard to get here.
Did the Japanese not farm?
Right. Did they not farm? Do they not work hard?
What,
Japanese people work super hard. Every single country works hard to be the good citizens of every country work hard to do well and get a job and work and thrive. Everyone wants that. This is getting rid of all of this is just it. They just want to wipe out humanity. That's the way I'm looking at it.
But it's only affecting the U.S.
It's crazy.
China's overtly racist.
Yeah, they are.
They make commercials and they laugh.
Yep.
They have a word, baitsua. It means white left. It's basically their version of SJW.
It's true.
They mock. It's funny to them.
Yep.
It's funny to us too, to a certain degree.
Yeah, until they start undermining the roots of what it means to be an American.
When people were warning that the stuff in colleges would one day reach industry,
Yep.
a lot of people in the media were like, ha ha ha. There is hope. I was reading an article from Cook Political earlier, and they said that Donald Trump's path to victory is to hammer down on cancel culture. Because when it comes to the rioting, people are sympathetic to police brutality issues. But when it comes to cancel culture, the average person is terrified.
Yep, it's true.
Donald Trump has talked a bit about it. When they pull down Christopher Columbus and stuff, people start getting, they start giving the side eye like, wait, what's going on? But cancel culture is a direct attack on regular people.
Exactly.
What's Biden going to do? If Donald Trump says your supporters are attacking the jobs and the businesses of regular people trying to get him canceled,
right?
What's Biden going to say? Well, F those voters? Sure, he can. And then they're going to be like, well, then F you too.
Yeah, exactly.
These people.
Biden's putting himself in a really, in a corner, because he's catering to them. I watched his speech the other day. He sounded like he was talking to an empty room. But it regardless of that, it sounded like he was trying to say all the stuff that is Trump's platform without saying it.
Yep.
It's like,
Buy American.
How are you? He's trying to cater to both sides.
How dare you?
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. That was our new sound button, by the way.
Yeah, apparently we've had streamed that. We could have done it the whole time.
We've done it the whole time.
Hey, ready for this? I'm gonna alley-oop you, okay?
For which one?
Well, Biden, it seems like he's really trying to
cheat an election.
Yes.
Good teamwork there, buddy.
Cheat an election.
We'll get better.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Oh,
You can try me, Biden, but I see right through you, man.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
I ain't afraid of you, Biden.
We officially went from being very serious, the world is ending, to soundboard meme clips of Greta Thunberg yelling at
What
us.
are we gonna do?
I regret nothing.
No.
So, according to this Cook political thing, if Trump starts coming out with this messaging that under Joe Biden he will be too weak to stop the far left, he's opened the door, and you'll lose your job, you'll be kicked out of school, and it's happened.
I forget the there's an Antifa woman who was talking about how we need to vote for Biden because he's malleable.
Yeah.
He will bow down to the masses, and our current president won't. She straight up said that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's
true.
that is a frightening thing because I believe it. I agree with her. She's right on that, and that's why we must vote for Trump.
What's obstinate times 100? Is there a word for that?
I don't know.
That's
Immovable.
Trump.
Yeah.
Immovable.
Yeah.
Man, if Trump doesn't want to, Trump doesn't do it.
Yep.
It's like that guy is well beyond stubborn. Joe Biden just goes, what? Huh?
What am I supposed to do? I've got this list here of
I got stuff I
of
can do.
reporters I'm allowed to talk to. Is this person from the AP here?
Oh my gosh.
Is that what he did?
You didn't see that? Straight up.
He said, "Is the person from the AP?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe
He
that's
was
the
like,
plan,
"Is this
though, man."
specific person here? Anyone?" And I don't know who it is. This is the list of approved people I'm allowed to talk to.
Maybe
Wow.
maybe the whole bit is to make Biden so non-threatening that the whole thing is just for and against Trump.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
People aren't
So-
voting for
so-
Biden.
So Biden's purposefully just milling about and falling asleep and being bumbly.
The orange man bad rhetoric is flaring. It's flaring wide, and well, you know what? Little shine of light for everyone out there. For every person that has complained, that has yelled at me, that called me names, that has on my Facebook page, I said I'm voting for Trump. I want to let's have a conversation about it. I'll explain to you why. We can talk. For every person that has been crazy coming at me, there's been more hitting me up privately going, you're 100% right. I agree with you. Not just privately, posting on the post too, defending me, talking about he's right. Especially my friend from Venezuela. He's like, I lived in Venezuela.
I saw that.
I'm a proud American citizen now.
That's so
I don't
great.
want it to happen here, and this is what's happening. And everyone just was like, yeah, whatever. They're not mutually exclusive. And it's like, are you kidding me? Are you even? And then that same person sent me a bunch of stuff like, here, we'll read all this stuff. And it was all, allegedly, Trump allegedly did this, everything this. And I was like, well, here, just, check this out too. No, I don't need to read propaganda. It's like they're brainwashed.
This is what I tell people. Do you think
But not everybody.
you're on the side of the good guys? Is it the good guys who refuse to learn and read and understand?
Nope.
So if you're someone who says, I won't read that, isn't that kind of what the bad guys do?
Absolutely.
Now, do you have a problem with Trump supporters who refuse to learn the truth? They say yes.
Yeah. I want
So-
everyone. I want to know all
but
sides
not- but not you.
of
I'm
all
talking about-
situations. I
I'm
want to read
talking
everything.
about these Democrats.
Right.
These lefties will be like, these Trumpsters don't even read the news.
It's like,
They
no,
believe
they're
conspiracy.
reading everything. They're reading all of the news.
That's actually a fact.
Oh,
that,
okay. That was just what my assumption,
Yeah.
but
It's
it is a fact.
It's a fact
It makes
that
sense.
Conservatives, there's at least one survey that I often cite. I don't have it pulled up, but conservatives get 60% of their news from conservative sources and around 30 or so percent from liberal sources.
Okay.
Moderates are about 60% liberal sources and 30% conservative.
Okay.
And liberals are like 95% liberal sources.
That's crazy.
So the left, this came up in the Joe Rogan Jack Dorsey thing I did, where Jack mentioned that leftist journalists don't follow conservatives, but conservatives do follow leftists.
Yep.
And this is seen easily on Twitter. You'll see someone from the Daily Caller, from the DC Examiner. They'll be responding and tweeting at, Vox. Vox never goes the other way.
Right.
These journalists don't follow conservatives.
So the crazy echo chamber all the way on the far left gets worse and worse and worse and crazier
Yep.
and crazier and
Indeed.
crazier. Yep.
Absolutely.
Man.
And then we get this weird ideology,
Yep.
and we start swirling the drain, man.
So that's where we're at.
Look, I know a lot of people who start so listen, gold is skyrocketing.
Yep.
Property in Montana, Idaho, Iowa, Wyoming, skyrocketing.
Yep.
This is the weirdest thing to me when people are like, it's not going to happen. You're overreacting. I really don't think anything's going to happen. Trump's going to win. It's fine. And I'm like, then who are these people of means with a lot of money,
Right.
who are buying all this gold right now?
Yeah.
Who are buying all this property in the middle of nowhere? Who are these people of means in New York City who are fleeing 500,000 people? And why are they doing it?
Why?
Could it be because there's been mass riots for 40 plus days? I was talking to a friend and they were like, but the riots stopped a long time ago. Yep.
Nope. They just tried to set the courthouse on fire last night in Portland. It's going on.
Yeah, and there's a video going around where the guy's waiting at the door with the hammer pulled back for the Fed to walk out. They had a state of emergency last week in Georgia, a state of emergency in Georgia and Utah by the end of the week. And so I'm curious, I guess these people, they don't read the news.
No, these people that are buying all this property are leaving the cities. Their $1 billion industry was taken to Arizona from Seattle. We had
the $1 billion
how many
fund.
people left New York City?
Finance company.
How many people?
500,000.
500,000 people just up and left. Bye. I personally have a really good buddy of mine. The place he worked at closed for months, and he was like, I'm done. Him and his family moved to to upstate.
This country just changed dramatically, more than it's ever changed. And it's changed more in the past month, in the past 2 months, 3, than it has in the past 30 years, probably.
And all the Democrats that have done all this craziness are just making people rethink Democrats. There's a lot of people that voted Trump, but still hit Democrat.
Then how are the polls skewed the way they are? All of these journalists
Well, we talked about the polls though. It's like but look at all the people on the left. Where do they get their news? From each other.
Yeah.
Who do you think they're polling? Each other. Of course. And then not only that, hey, who are you voting for? I'm not going to tell you I'm voting for Trump because cancel culture is live and well. For most.
You want to tell a journalist you're voting for Trump?
You want to tell a journalist you're voting for Trump?
Journalists called me
way.
and said, who are you voting for? And I'm like, Biden?
Yeah, not everyone has the luckiness to work for someone like you, like me.
Yeah.
I'm talking about myself.
I think
can gladly say I'm going to vote for Trump.
I think that's it right there. I think that's it. That's the one piece that's been missing from this. Why would a Trump supporter lie to a pollster? Because they're not a pollster as far as they know. They say, hi, I'm calling from The Economist. Hi, I'm calling from ABC News.
Right.
Can you tell me who you are voting for? Biden.
I don't know who you are. Yeah, you
so
can't
a
prove
journalist wants to know who you're voting for?
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, right.
Right, exactly.
Like I'm going to tell it. Because look, I think one of the contributing factors, correlation, causation between, why someone would vote for Trump is if they understand the news has been lying, deceptive, manipulative, agenda driven. And so you have people who aren't avowed Trump supporters. You'll never know they're Trump supporters, and they know the media is full of it.
Yep.
Now, then maybe they're Trump supporters because the media is full of it, and they've seen the media lie. Or maybe it's because they were Trump supporters in the first place, and Trump calls them fake news, and they don't trust the media. But then the media calls. Hi, I'm calling from the Washington Post. We're conducting a poll. I'm a journalist, trying to figure out how people are feeling. Can you answer some questions for me? Sure. How do you feel about President Joe Biden? That's great.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell a journalist so they can publish your name, dox you, spread it for their Antifa friends or whatever?
No, but nobody wants that.
But
of course not.
I think you got to be careful because that could just be wishful thinking. For all we know,
I think most Trump supporters are diehard Trump supporters.
Most?
Yeah.
But then does that mean there's enough to overcome the gap in the polling?
Every single person who is going to vote is going to vote. They're going to do it.
I haven't voted in 12 years.
Are you planning on voting this year?
I'm planning on voting.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely going out and voting. And I'm talking about who I want to vote for because I think it needs to be spoken about. Like, people need to talk about it and not be afraid to talk about it. I'm not afraid. Ban me, Facebook. Bring it on. I don't care. Cancel me. Go ahead. I'm okay with it because I'm still going to be saying what I'm saying.
You're in that position right now. So you're at like what 32,000 on Twitter or whatever. 30,000.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're in this position where you're growing fast enough where Twitter is obviously going to start getting worried about like, this guy's going to get a lot of followers. This hippie vegan skateboarder guy who just decided to vote for Trump.
Yep.
And I say this, I know it may sound conspiratorial, but a video went up of Adam talking about how he's decided to vote for Trump, and it was like liberal votes for Trump, and it was deleted several times.
In 2 days.
Millions of views. Why was it deleted several times? So look, you can call it a conspiracy, whatever. I'm saying the bias is real. We've seen it. And your videos are taken down.
Yep.
So once you get to a certain point where you have enough followers, it becomes very difficult for them to remove you because it would cause too much of a PR headache. But you are in that danger spot where they're like, maybe we should ban him before he gets too big.
It's too late.
It's too late.
People would talk about it.
Yeah.
He got banned.
Yeah.
Of course. Boom. They'd be talking about
You
it.
know that liberal guy who said he was voting for Trump? They just nuked all of his stuff. Why? No idea.
Well, I'm announcing it right now. If they do, you know exactly why. Because freedom of speech does not exist anymore.
Well, if Trump...
We must maintain freedom of speech, period.
If
Conversation. Go ahead.
If Trump or however, we see Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and whatever get nationalized because the risk to our security in this country is too great. Maybe not nationalized, but a lot of people are saying it. But you have a combination of factors that you don't see necessarily in, say, the financial institutions. But we have completely insecure systems. So there's got to be some kind of law. They've got to lock this down. They've got to secure it.
Yep.
We cannot allow this to happen again. We're lucky they fired one across the bow. It's a warning shot. And they're saying, heads up. We need 230 reform. We need a rebalancing of political discourse in this country.
Yep.
We don't have it. This is one way to do it. It would bring the First Amendment right into Twitter. And not only that, these tech companies lack the ability to make substantive money in the first place outside of algorithmic manipulation and trying to sell ads. So maybe we're better off with a public service that is Twitter.
We need it.
And
it is. You said social media is becoming the new town square. That happened a long time ago.
Definitely.
It is absolutely the town square. That's where people talk. They don't call each other anymore. They don't halfway don't even
Facebook,
text each
Messenger,
other
WhatsApp.
much anymore. It is all social media. What's going on? Let me go share pictures with the family. It's like I half of the people that I said, I had a tweet a couple weeks ago. I said, would you miss Facebook if it was gone? The only people that said yes, it was because they would miss talking to their grandmothers or they're seeing what the family was doing. And the only thing I could say to that was call your grandmother. Call her up. She would much appreciate a call from you than you tagging her on a Facebook page so she can see your kids. I'm serious. Go visit her. Go visit your grandmother. I need to go visit my grandmother. I don't hit her up on Facebook. I don't go on Facebook.
Facebook has just become where older people are.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of younger people on it anymore. I don't even use it. I use Messenger.
I don't really use.
I barely use Messenger.
You know what?
Dude.
I go on there now to talk about my political views.
Yeah.
And start fires.
Start fires.
That's what it seems.
Figurative fires.
Yeah.
I use Messenger for like 5 people. I don't even know why I use it. What's the
I don't
point?
know why I have it.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Facebook's just gone. Twitter is a political conversation. It's a big dumpster fire, and everyone's jumping around up and down.
It's very
and screaming
exciting,
stuff.
if nothing else.
Yeah. YouTube has become very important. YouTube is a place for people to listen to podcasts.
Yep.
I think YouTube, in terms of podcasting, is way bigger than iTunes. I've seen.
I'll trust you on that. I don't know.
I've seen the numbers for iTunes for some of the biggest podcasts in the world, and I'm like, it's barely worth it. It's like I get it, it's worth it to a certain degree. You know what it is? That the journalists use it.
True.
Journalists are all sitting on iTunes. This is the worst thing. You know what? Maybe Twitter shutting down the blue checks was one of the greatest gifts to mankind.
Well, they're back.
I know. Vox and The Guardian are laying people off, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm sorry to the industry, but I'm not sorry to these people.
Yeah.
You know, we need good journalism, but right now journalism has become a bunch of woke. It's that meme of the dogs, the super ripped dog, journalist in the 1930s.
Yep.
The mafia might kill me, but I'm gonna get the story anyway. And the next one is the frumpy little dog saying, "Someone called me a mean name on Twitter."
I need a 1-month vacation.
Yeah, and full benefits.
Well, the Barry Weiss letter, it's like even the moderate, who hated Trump. She hated Trump, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
It was like anti-Trump, moderate, working for the
She
paper.
ragged on Tulsi Gabbard. She called her a toady, and then she got ragged for it because she didn't even know what toady was or how to spell it.
Right.
That was brutal. Not
even allowed to be moderate anymore.
They're coming for the liberals.
Yep.
Matthew Iglesias, the co-founder of Vox, is tweeting out these like "Help, I've been kidnapped"
Cryptic.
messages.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, these cryptic, creepy messages.
What happened to
dude,
Matthew?
Dude, Matthew Iglesias co-founded Vox,
Okay.
lefty publication, and he tweets things like, "I have an opinion, but I'm not going to say anything."
Wow.
He's basically saying, "Help, help! I'm being repressed."
Literally.
He's sending coded messages out. What's happening? They've silenced me. I have words. I can't use them.
Well, you said it best many times, Tim. If all the people that were fed up with cancel culture, if they just got up and said, we've had enough, it would end. Because there's a lot more of them than these people trying to cancel. They're just being bullies.
I don't believe in the silent majority.
No, you don't believe it?
I don't believe in it. I need evidence before I believe in something.
That's a good point.
And so it's like, what I see so far is like a dude on Twitter will go, "The silent majority," and it's like one guy in a room yelling, and I'm like, bro, you're by yourself. There's nobody around you. Nobody's got your back. If you walked up to me and said, I'm going to get in a fight with you.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, well, here's my leftist collectivist buddies who won't shut up. Yeah. And then this other guy goes, well, the silent majority is on my side. Where are they? I don't see them here.
Hey, so I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's possible that you don't see anybody really interacting with people who say we're the silent majority because like the algorithms are kind of stifling them?
No.
Well, did you hear about the protest in front of Trump Tower against BLM?
Yeah.
Did you hear about them taking over the entire Brooklyn Bridge?
The pro-police, anti-BLM ones?
The pro-police, defend the police march.
Took over the Brooklyn Bridge.
That was a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. They're starting to stand up. I'm seeing a lot of defend the police protests out there, and it's good.
To be fair,
it's happening.
To be fair, in terms of, when we see the left, they're in cities, so they're hyper-concentrated.
True.
And the the counter-protesters would be in rural areas where there's no real easy way to gather.
True.
So that's true. But on social media, the inverse should be true. It should be easier to see more conservatives complaining. Now I understand.
Not when the companies. Yeah, that's what I was going to allude to. It's like they're banning the people who want to speak out, that are talking the other side of things.
Then maybe in the cities there's no real resistance. Maybe it's just.
Maybe they all left already.
I don't know, man. If a silent majority screams in the woods and there's no one around to see it, do they even exist?
Yeah.
Sure, they technically do, but are they going to change anything? No, of course not. If the majority of people showed up at town hall holding up blank signs, and let's say the majority, let's say massive 2 million people in New York, the majority we're all in the streets holding up signs, and the signs were blank. What would the city do?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
What are they protesting?
No one's holding up any signs.
All they're saying is whose streets are streets.
Not even saying no. They're not saying that either.
Well, that doesn't really say anything, so I feel like that's pretty neutral.
Right. These people are just, and then one person is inside in the middle of it goes, "We're the silent majority," and you're like, okay. Then you look over to your left, and you see a group of 100 people smashing windows, and you go, "Ooh, make them stop. What do they want?" That's what's happening. So that's why I'm not entirely convinced the silent majority really exists.
Well, I guess we'll see, won't we?
We will see, man. We will. But I can't remember. I think it was Matt Walsh who tweeted this. He's the Daily Wire, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it was him. I don't want to falsely attribute this because this one might be spicy, but he said something like, "Don't waste your breath on people who won't even stand up for themselves. If you won't stand up for yourself, why should I bother defending you?"
Matt Walsh is pretty spicy. So that might have been him.
That's fairly spicy.
Yeah. Sounded like something he may have said.
My tweet, I tweeted out, I said, I just posted on Facebook, I'm voting for Trump. I'm just looking to see what happens. There's over 1 million impressions on that tweet. It was my largest tweet ever. And everybody's like, good for you. Proud of you. We're standing with you. We got your 6. Welcome. I'm glad you're opening your eyes.
We got your 6.
Thank you. Good for you.
We're
proud of you.
12.
You're not alone. That was prevalent, heavy. They're still tweeting on it. And honestly, I appreciate all of you. Thank you. It means a lot to hear that when I am putting myself on a platform where I am right now speaking, talking about these issues, making a direct, choice. And I'm standing by it, and I stand by it.
And there's a risk that, here's how cancel culture works. Pepsi puts out a new flavor, watermelon Pepsi.
Yeah.
They immediately get inundated with like 50 tweets. 50. But they see in their Twitter, like all these people saying, ew, gross, oh, this is nasty, so nasty. And they're like, oh no, we're getting inundated with messages. What do we do? Quick, get rid of the flavor. Meanwhile, you had 7,000 people like, wow, watermelon, this is great.
Yep.
Same thing could be happening to you.
That's a good point.
You go on Twitter and you're like, go Trump. And then all of the diehard Trump people are like, yeah. And so you're surrounded by this group. And then when you zoom out with that drone shot, it's like a tiny little cluster in a massive empty park.
Good point. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
So what do you do? You know, other than just
I'll
stay
tell you
true to
what,
yourself.
I'm going to go vote for Trump.
Exactly. Stay true to yourself.
That's what I'm going to do.
Don't listen to anybody else. If someone says you're going to lose, don't do it. If someone says Biden's going to win, vote for him. Ignore everybody. Trust yourself. Trust your gut. Don't be swayed.
I'm not just going to vote for him. I'm going to keep telling people why I'm voting for him. And everyone kept trying to well, why are you going to vote for him? Why are you going to vote for him? Because of you're basically a racist now. And I was like, okay, well, no, I'm not. Here's all of the things that I'm super impressed about that I had no idea what happened. Still, nobody has responded to me. Mm-hmm. One person hit me up today, giving me a bunch of counters. And I read all of the articles. All of them were allegedly this happened. Allegedly this happened. Allegedly this happened. And then he spoke about these neo-Nazis. And I'm just like, God, like I watched his speech myself. Go listen to his speech. You're
too much work.
Listen to this. You check out this documentary. Check this out. No. I don't need to read your sources because my sources are correct. Well, let me tell you, for the few people that were out there that I'm talking about right now, there's a lot more people that are reading the things that I'm reading and going, wow, he's not so bad. He has done a lot of things. Because I believe that, and I've seen it.
This is the best way to describe Trump. He's not that bad.
He's not.
He's
blunt.
He's
brash.
Here's the thing. If they were fair to him in the press, then I'd be like, he's bad. If they were fair.
Yeah.
But they're not fair.
Right, they're not.
And so, but the standard by which they judge him is just total BS.
It is.
He is nowhere near as bad as they say he is.
Yeah, the whole "stop making me defend Donald Trump" thing is.
Yeah, that's a great meme.
That's
Stop
true.
making me defend the man. And now, ultimately, it just doesn't even you look at this guy. Look at this. This is.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Who's voting for that guy? Are you kidding me? Are you nuts?
I'm not voting for him.
So you have your choice right now. We're in a plane, okay? Trump's flying it. Now we can take that guy out because you don't like the way he talks. He's on the intercom going like, "Yeah, there's a lot of dumb people back here, a lot of stupid people," and you're like, "Oh, this guy is so annoying on the intercom." And then you've got a guy sleeping.
Yep.
You really want to take the sleeping guy and talk about because this other guy's got a potty mouth?
Dude,
I'm sorry,
dude,
man.
Trump's an alpha, man. He
Yeah,
is.
love it or hate it.
And there's a lot of people that alone pisses them off.
Well, here's the way
because they don't like alpha males.
Here's one of the ways I describe it. You're in a schoolyard, and you got some bully problems.
Okay.
You got bully China, and they're pushing around Hong Kong or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you're sitting there and you're like, man, we got all these bullies all over the place, and they're causing problems for everybody. You got Kim Jong-un Kim Jong-un is like the little dude standing next to the big China dude, and they high five as they like pick on Hong Kong. And then you're like, I can choose who's going to represent me. Who do you want to stand behind? The guy who's asleep in a wheelchair, or Trump, who's making fun of people, mocking them, and pushing people around? He goes, listen, I'm a mean guy on this playground, but if you stand behind me, I won't bully you. I'll bully them. That way nobody bullies you.
Yep.
You're going to be like, oh, okay. All right.
I'll be your bully.
Right. I'll be your bully.
He said it.
Yeah.
I'll be your bully.
That's it. He's our bully.
You can call him a bully, and it's like, yeah, well, the American people, a lot of them know that.
Yep.
They looked at Hillary Clinton, they looked at Trump, and they're like, Trump's going to push everybody around. He's gonna like, I was in an airport, and this guy said, I've told the story before, but I was in an airport, and the bartender was pro-Bernie, and the guy sitting next to me was pro-Trump, and they both agreed that Trump was gross. And it was funny to me because
Yeah.
I was like, you're voting for Trump, and he goes, oh yeah, I wouldn't invite the guy to my house for dinner. Hey, but the economy's great, so go where the money is. And I laughed, and I'm like, activists actually rag on people like that for saying things like that. Like the economy is more important, the money is more important. But I'm like, I don't think they realize what he's really saying. He's saying that we're succeeding as a nation.
Right.
Why would you vote for the guy who's going to burn it all down just because he sounds nice? You wouldn't. You'd vote for the guy who's mean.
He doesn't sound nice to me. He sounds creepy.
Well, I mean, like,
He creeps
at the time,
me
Bernie
out.
Sanders.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to give everybody
Bernie
healthcare.
Sanders seems nice.
Healthcare for everybody, even the people who don't live here. You live in the Philippines, free healthcare. You live in Antarctica for some reason, free healthcare.
Venezuela.
Venezuela,
Healthcare.
Healthcare. Just come on through. The border's open.
Joe Biden goes, look, fat. Bernie Sanders said free health care to anybody who crosses that border.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to catch the full show, tune in to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or check us out on iTunes and Spotify, and we will soon have this podcast up for free on all podcast platforms. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.